Thank you, everyone. Today I will be talking about developing a building simulation identity card for enhanced safety and collaboration in emergency evacuation simulation. So coming toward the authors, I am Muhammad Farhan Jahangir. I am a second year PhD in Department of Civil and Architectural Engineering, Aarhus University. Dr. Ali is my main supervisor from Department of Civil and Architectural Engineering, and he is the co-author of the paper. And Dr. Kaul is also associate professor in Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, and he's also co-author of this paper. Before going toward the building simulation identity card, I would like to discuss the process of information modeling for digital twins. Digital twins, in terms of buildings, is a digital replica for a building with automatic flow of information between building and its digital model. So here we have a building and its digital model. So information from the building will flow towards the digital model from different IoT sensors, different devices, and that model will have some sort of gateway or coordinator that manage that data and pass it to different simulations. And from these simulations, the data will again come towards that coordinator, and that data, that information from the simulation will pass on to the building in terms of alarms, some updates in the building, and that's how this information modeling or information flow works in digital twins. So when I started my PhD, I worked on the literature review for the adoption and barriers for digital twins in building industry. And while going through the barriers, we found out that the integration of different specialized simulation models is one of the big issues in the industry, because we don't have a existence of common vocabulary that integrates or helps to integrate the simulation model in a process of co-simulation. So we worked on the concept of introducing a building simulation identity card, which was taken from the idea from automotive industry. They are building model identity card for different simulation models. To understand the concept of building simulation identity card, let us assume we have an occupant safety challenge. Like there is an earthquake in a building, and we want to run different simulations to see how the predictive analysis will go up. So we need an expert, an engineer who will run that simulation, and then he will set up different scenarios for that simulations. And after deciding that what scenarios he is going to choose, he needs the simulator on which he is going to run these simulations. So here comes the role of building simulation identity card that will help him to choose that simulator on the basis of which he will run these simulations. That card will have the different properties of that simulators, and it helps to decide to select the simulation model or simulator on the basis of the simulator physics, which includes the scalability of the simulator, the tool name, its precision, linearity, and number of things. And then he will see the interface of that simulator and the context of that simulator. On the basis of these things, he will decide that which simulator is going to be chosen for that analysis. Once he has chosen those simulations, he will create the digital model, getting the data from different BIM models, sensors, and real-time data, and then he will perform simulations on that model. Now, for one scenario of evacuation analysis, there's no single simulator that can run whole analysis by itself. So it should be a combination of different simulations. And these simulations have to be integrated in the process of co-simulation. So these simulators, this simulation model will be converted into functional mock-up units, which then goes into collaborative simulation orchestration engine that will combine those simulation and then give us the holistic simulation result for the whole evacuation analysis scenario. So this is the multi-model for our paper, in which we have taken two simulators for seismic analysis in the building, and then evacuation analysis, dynamic evacuation in case of earthquake in that building. So both those simulation models have the data from BIM model and will have different input and output values. So these two simulations, the first one, we have conducted this as a proof of concept. So we choose a small building architecture of 2 rooms of 40-meter length and 30-meter wide. It has two evacuation points, 1 and 2. And we applied the Loma Prieta earthquake that comes in 1989 in US on that building. This graph shows the effect of that earthquake on the base of that building, that how the base of the floors of the building will shake due to that earthquake. Then we have the graph of shear and movement of that building, and at particularly this is a graph show at the evacuation beam above the evacuation point 1, that how this beam will behave under that earthquake, which shows that due to the earthquake, the movement and the shear at the beam is more than the allowable movement, which is 52 kips. But here we have 53. So that shows at some time this beam is going to fail. Now we have the lateral story displacement, which shows that due to the earthquake, the floors, the building will displace to up to 0.6 inches. And in structures, the allowable displacement is h by 500, which for this structure comes to be 0.3 inches. So after conducting this simulation, we developed, this is a prototype of this building simulation identity card for that particular simulation, which consists of the general information of that simulation model, the name of that simulation model, the purpose, its description, the runtime of that simulation model, the language, software used for that, the file format, then we have its modeling choice, like its dimension, the field, time scale, applied earthquake, then the behavior of that simulation model, and then we have the variables used inside those simulation model, including the time history, the shear in different directions, and then different parameters that were used, and then we have the results of that simulation model. Now we have one simulation that shows us that how the building will behave under that particular earthquake. Now we have to see how people inside that building will behave after that earthquake comes in that building. So we have now randomly placed 20 people inside that building, and at t is equal to 0, they don't know there is any earthquake, but when the earthquake comes, they will start moving toward main evacuation point 1. But from the data from first simulator, structural analysis simulator will tell us at t is equal to 5, the beam above evacuation point 1 has been collapsed. So this data will come into this, the second simulator, and it shows to the simulator that this evacuation point has been closed, so you have to move toward evacuation point 2. And they will start moving toward evacuation point 2. And at t is equal to 12, everyone safely evacuate the room. Again, we have the building simulation identity card for the second simulation, which again consists of general information, modeling choice, behavior, internal variables, parameters, and results of that simulation model. So we have combined these simulations manually as a proof of concept, and we are working to build the whole building simulation identity card on a case study. And in future, these simulations will be run automatically in collaborative orchestration engine. So to see that process in our proof of concept, this is a sequence diagram that now we have two simulations, and that engineer wants to run these simulations for the safely evacuation of people from that building. So he will choose the orchestration simulation engine, which uses the Jacobi iteration for these combination of these simulation, which runs different simulations in parallel. So now we have two simulators, one structural analysis and one the evacuation analysis simulator. So that engine will ask both the simulators to set up the scenarios and then ask them to tell the time step for the next milestone, that at what time the next milestone is going to come in the simulation. Over ETAP simulator, the structural analysis simulator will tell us at t is equal to 5 seconds, something is going to happen, like beam at evacuation point 1 is going to collapse. But at that time, the second simulator does not know anything about that information from first simulator. So it will tell the normal time that at t is equal to 15 seconds, everyone will safely evacuate the building. So again, the engine will ask those simulations to run at t is equal to 5 seconds and ask for the data and results that what will happen in the simulation model at t is equal to 5 seconds. So we will get the answers from the simulation model that at t is equal to 5, the structural analysis simulator will say that the beam is collapsed at evacuation point 1, and the evacuation simulator will tell us the occupant's position at t is equal to 5 seconds. Now we have the Jacobi iteration 2. Again, the status of block beam or the block beam at evacuation point 1 will be sent to the second simulator, and again the engine will ask for the next milestone from both the simulation models. And for the structure analysis simulator, that will tell us at t is equal to 20 seconds, there will be next milestone or there will be next breakage of any component of the building. And evacuation analysis simulation will tell us that at t is equal to 12 seconds, there will be next milestone. So both the simulations will again proceed to t is equal to 12 seconds, which again will tell us the data that what is going on within the simulation model at t is equal to 12 seconds. And for evacuation analysis simulation, it tells us that the building is going to evacuate safely at t is equal to 10 seconds. So here are the key takeaways. When we started working on building simulation identity card, we knew that for the integration of simulation model, there is a requirement of common common vocabulary, a platform through which different experts from different fields, if they want to combine their simulation model in the building industry, they would have a common vocabulary that will tell us to the data and help them to combine those simulation models. And it solves the challenge related to the common technology, terminology, and interface inconsistency during the integration phase of a simulation model. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions?